Susan Palmer of Lead Cat Press. This is my studio update. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do a couple weeks in there. I got sick and holidays happened, and so I just took a break. But I am back, and I want to be offering some new stuff for you this year. And one of the things that I'm offering is a free group guitar class online once a month. And the first one is tomorrow. I've already got the students in line. They are folks who signed up for my newsletter. They were first to hear about this free opportunity, and they sent me back their questionnaires, and I was able to form a lesson plan, and hopefully I'll be able to answer all of their questions and kind of give them some guidance so they have some structure for the weeks ahead. And this is something that I used to do back when I had a physical studio space in Seattle. Where I taught private lessons there. I also taught lots of group classes, 4-week sessions. And then I also offered at least one free class each month. And it was just my way to give back to the community that I loved and get to meet some new people and just share my love for guitar. I had a really killer studio space, and I just wanted it to get as much use as possible. So since the pandemic, I had to lose that studio space, and I'm only working online these days. It took me a while, but I have finally decided that I want to start offering these online free classes again. So if you are interested in signing up for that in the future, be sure to sign up for my mailing list, and each month I'll send out a little newsletter and give you the updates on what's happening with the free class, etc. So I'll put the link in the description box for you there. YouTube is a great resource for if you have a specific question and you want to get an answer, a chord voicing or a lick or something, but it's really, the private instruction and, the group classes where you get that guidance, you get that special attention from an expert teacher to answer your questions and give you a plan for how to incorporate the new skill into your playing. So while YouTube is great for finding different things that you need to know, it's not so great in the accountability and, the community and, just kind of feeling like you're a part of something. So private lessons, group classes, all these things I think are really effective ways of teaching people how to play music, but also I think they're fun to do. I like to do it so much. I'm doing it for free once a month this year. So, it's nice to be around other people and have this energy, just continue to grow. So that's what I want to say about the YouTube stuff. I think it's really fun. So one reason I'm able to do all of this is that I have folks who've been supporting me by using my Amazon link. I'm an affiliate for Amazon. Of course, I encourage everybody to buy local whenever possible, but sometimes, you got to go online. And if you use Amazon and you enter through my site, whatever purchases you make, a percentage of that actually goes directly into my scholarship fund, and again allows me to do these free classes and stuff. I'm also an affiliate for TrueFire, and one day I hope to get these YouTube videos here monetizing a little bit more, so that will kind of help fuel all of this too. I've got big plans, you guys, and one of the things that I need from you to help me accomplish that is I need you to start doing the assignments. I've been putting out these episodes, and I've got some PDFs that go along with them, things that cover standard music notation and open position. I'll drop a link for that. I've got some on learning the fretboard. I'll drop a link for that. I've got probably one of my most popular ones of recent years is the Barry Harris, and so I'm going to drop some links for that one as well. So there's PDFs, and then there's the lesson videos that go along with that. And I've got the jam tracks and, all that stuff. But anyways, let's get to the stuff for this week. So every week I like to go over something that came up in my studio. And this week, one thing that came up was the altered scale. And, you're going to hear me say this again. There's a link in the description for the patterns for all of the altered scales that I like to use, as well as the harmonic minor, melodic minor, Lydian dominant. It's all kind of the same thing in there. But anyways, links are below. But the question was, how do I make this altered scale sound like music? Because the altered scale, if I'm doing a G altered scale, just kind of like all the backwards weird notes. And you use an altered scale in a 2-5-1 chord progression in jazz. And so if the chord progression is D minor 7 here, a G altered, or here I'm using the tritone sub, D flat 9, and then C major 7 there. And so, the idea is, you want to use that altered scale to create more tension than the notes usually provide for that G7 chord. So I think most beginning level students, they start out with, just playing the arpeggio for G7 in there, or maybe even the G Mixolydian scale, which is, I think, a little more hard to use, and that there's more notes that you have to handle with care. We'll say that. So the next step is that altered scale, but if you just plug that in, it just sounds like really, it shouldn't be called the altered scale. Maybe it should be called the awkward scale. I don't know. But at any rate, the way that I think about the altered scale is finding the, pairs of notes that go nicely together. And I gave my student, I think, 4 or 5 different options of kind of ways to climb up the altered scale ladder. And one of the lick ideas, I think I played it at the beginning here, is thinking of going from the sharp 5 to the 3rd. I just love that interval. So if we just preface that with a D minor 7 arpeggio, and then I play D sharp, which is my sharp 5 of the G7 chord, B, which is the 3rd of that, and then I can resolve to that note C when we get to that C major 7. So we get this, and then I just played that C major 7 arpeggio. So it's just a kind of a neat idea, I think, to think of pairs of notes that are from that altered scale that create that tension, and just enough of it, just like this is a nice combination of notes that you can use to create a line. And once my student who I was working with, I showed him, like I said, 4 or 5 of those, he was like, wow, this is unlocked. Like, now I can see that. And then from that point, then I usually have students go through the scale and find those using the patterns and everything. But that's just my way of teaching. I think other people do it differently. They talk about that altered scale being the mode of the melodic minor scale. I really relate everything to the root of the chord and kind of follow that bass motion there. So that's my approach to it. So the idea that you can take from this lesson this week, and there I did a little chromaticism. I just love that G sharp in there, or A flat, over that C major 7 chord. I can't help it. I'm so sorry, but I think that's a kind of a nice one too. So take from that what you would like. Do practice those, on those videos and PDFs that I've got below. Help me get the momentum going on this channel, and then I could offer more stuff for you guys, and you'll become better guitar players because you're doing the program. So that's kind of cool too. So anyways, have a great week, and sign up for that newsletter so you hear about that next free class. Thanks so much.